was the night before Thanksgiving, 1971. A man we now know as D.B. Cooper hijacks a flight and steals $200,000, sparking one of the nation's greatest unsolved mysteries. 50 years later, the name D.B. Cooper still turns heads across the Pacific Northwest and the United States as a whole.
Now, the name D.B. Cooper actually comes from a bit of a misunderstanding. Here's the ticket that Cooper used to board the flight that he would later hijack. The name he used? Dan Cooper. However, in a reporter's rush to publish a news article, he mistakenly used the name of a Portland citizen, D.B. Cooper. After questioning many of these suspects, the FBI eventually ruled out using the name as a lead for the case. Instead, they focused on the more concrete evidence at hand, the timeline of events that occurred.
Cooper's journey started on November 24, 1971, when he boarded Flight 305 in Portland's PDX Airport, destination Seattle. Soon after takeoff, he revealed that he was carrying a bomb to one of the flight attendants and demanded $200,000 in ransom, as well as 4 parachutes to be procured and ready for when the flight touched down in SeaTac. Flight 305 landed at 5:46 p.m., a routine 30-minute flight taking over 2 hours after the flight repeated a holding pattern over Seattle, giving authorities on the ground time to prepare Cooper's ransom. After his requests were met, Cooper allowed all of the passengers to leave from the aircraft, most of whom were unaware of the hijacking due to Cooper's decision to keep a low profile. Cooper then ordered the plane to be refueled and, after some negotiation with authorities, agreed to a new destination of Reno, New Mexico. After takeoff, Cooper ordered the crew to the cockpit, where they would remain for the duration of the flight. 20 minutes later, a cockpit warning light flashed, indicating that Cooper had opened the aft stairway. The crew members reported feeling the aircraft shake, as if Cooper had jumped out. At 11:03, Flight 305 finally landed at Reno Tahoe International Airport, where authorities found neither Cooper nor the bomb on board. All of the cash and 2 of the parachutes were also missing, suggesting that Cooper must have leaped into the night sky. A race to find Cooper and recover $200,000 had begun. Tina Bar, the only location where money with serial numbers matching the stolen cash has been found.
Behind me is Tina Bar, a beach where some of the money was found 9 years after the hijacking. 3 bundles of cash were found, amounting up to $5,800. Here's what one of the cash bundles would have looked like.
The money was found by 9-year-old Brian Ingram on February 10, 1980. Ingram was digging a hole to make a fire pit when he stumbled upon the bundles of cash buried just below the sand surface.
Tina Bar was the only location where money was ever found from the ransom, 17 miles away from Cooper's estimated drop zone. How did the money get so far? There were a couple theories trying to explain this question, one of them being that the money flowed down different rivers to be deposited at Tina Bar. However, 3 different bundles of cash were found, making it very unlikely that they all landed at the exact same spot. Also, the rubber bands that were holding the cash together was a huge discovery. Through experimentation, it was found that these rubber bands could not have withstood the natural forces of the rivers and sand over 9 years, making the most likely theory to be that Cooper or an accomplice buried the money here at Tina Bar.
The $5,800 recovered at Tina Bar is an important part of a shockingly small collection of evidence we have on the D.B. Cooper case. This collection contains a clip-on tie accidentally left by Cooper on the Boeing 727, a safety placard that flew out of the aircraft when Cooper opened the aft stairway, the ticket that Cooper used to board the plane. This is the only record of Cooper's handwriting, as he meticulously retrieved the notes he passed to the flight attendants. Lastly, 2 parachutes Cooper left on board. At one point, the FBI held 8 cigarette butts that Cooper smoked, but lost this piece of evidence and the valuable DNA that it likely contained. Only a partial DNA sample was recovered, found on the tie that Cooper wore. No matches for the DNA were found. These 5 items make up all of the physical evidence that we have on the D.B. Cooper case, forcing the FBI to use more witness testimony, a less reliable source of evidence. The key witnesses in this case are Florence Schaffner, the flight attendant to whom Cooper initially showed his bomb to, and Tina Mucklow, another flight attendant who stayed by Cooper's side, allowing him to communicate with the cockpit through the onboard telephone. The FBI extensively interviewed these 2 individuals as well as passengers and other crew members. Through their testimonies, the FBI created these composite sketches depicting Cooper, the last of which is reported to have a strong resemblance to the hijacker. Using these sketches and all of the information available, the FBI have collected a list of over 1,000 serious suspects over 45 years.
So why is the Cooper case so special? Well, it's not every day that a man jumps out of an airplane, James Bond style, and so the public and media were hooked. People started making books and films about him, creating a niche in the American culture surrounding the notoriety of D.B. Cooper. This is why the FBI suspect list is over 1,000 names long. They include attention seekers doing it to get a piece of the fame surrounding D.B. Cooper, as well as people genuinely accusing their friends and family of being Dan Cooper himself. The FBI would close this case in 2016, stating that their resources are better used elsewhere. However, dedicated members of the public are still hooked on the mystery surrounding the D.B. Cooper case. I'm here in the heart of Cooper's estimated drop zone, trying to find something in these forests for myself. Now, it would be a miracle for me to actually find anything out here, but a small group of dedicated Cooper fanatics still occasionally plan hikes deep into these woods to find any clues that they can. One group of these fanatics call themselves citizen sleuths. Beginning in 2007, they worked closely with the FBI, even going into the FBI's evidence archive to examine it for themselves. One piece of evidence that they focused on was this: Cooper's clip-on tie.
By using an electron microscope, citizen sleuths found that many particles of titanium were present on the tie, a rare metal in 1971. This indicated that Cooper is likely to have been an engineer or industrial manager. Unfortunately, the discovery of this information in 2017 has not led to any more conclusions on the case.
After 52 years and counting, it is unlikely that we'll find any concrete answers on the D.B. Cooper case. However, its dedicated community and events such as the annual CooperCon continue to draw in members of the public, solidifying D.B. Cooper's place as a popular culture icon.
The hijacking had another effect as well. After Cooper's case remained unsolved, its incredible popularity led to 15 similar hijackings, all of which were unsuccessful. These crimes led to a slow increase in airport security in the late 1900s, stemming from the D.B. Cooper incident. The story of the incredible event and the mystery surrounding it have now been told and retold, with the emergence of YouTube serving as a great platform for creators to make new films, reaching a new audience of millions. Among these millions are the people viewing this very documentary. Maybe you'll be the one to solve the mystery of D.B. Cooper.
Place as a popular culture icon.
Too much.
Yeah, just talk. Okay, that's going in BTS.
You have to bleep it out. Because I said, oh shit.
Okay.
What do you want to do after I find the money?
Also, there were the rubber bands. The rubber bands.
Blooper!
The rubber bands. Can you hear? Rubber bands.
The sun's like hitting you directly. I'm gonna like cover it with the sleeve. Okay, now you're really bright. Stop it.
Rubber band. Rubber. That the rubber bands.
Here we see wild young in its natural habitat.
Rubber bands. Rubber bands. 3 syllables. I got it.